Hey guys, good morning. Happy Friday to you. It is a first Friday, which is honestly one of our absolute most favorite days of every month because we get to hang out with all of our fire partners from our fire partners community. Um, and uh, and for those of you that are not able to make this time, we actually, a lot of people are at closings, which is awesome. We have a few people that are headed out on vacation, which is equally awesome. Um, so closings equal vacations. So that's great. So if you're watching this on video, we missed you today, but glad you get a chance to catch up, and we're excited for whatever you're out there doing. All right, so let's get fired up. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We're gonna go through all of our welcomes and celebrations and everything else, and then I have um, some fun stuff to share with you that hopefully will be somewhat convicting and very much so motivating and exciting. So let's do it. I get my screen up here. By the way, how is it 10 o'clock already on Friday? Isn't it like Tuesday afternoon still? Does anybody else feel like that this week? It's like I was gra- grabbing my water, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's time to go. Let's roll, baby." All right, let me hit this here. Get this shared for y'all. Slide it on this side. All right, there we go. I'll set this up so I can see everybody's pretty faces. All right, good deal. So I'm looking to see, do we have any guests on here? Do we have anybody who's first time on a Fire Friday, on a first Friday? Anybody first? First.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Sarah LeBlanc.
Sarah, have you been onto one of these Fridays before? Calling you out. I don't know if you can talk to us.
Oh, there's two Sarahs, so.
Oh, Librano.
Yes, first time.
Hey, all right, there you are. Awesome. Well, welcome. We are so glad you're here. And this is a fun group, and these are your people. So you have lots of people to help you, support you, cheer you on, encourage you, answer questions, all that kind of stuff. We've got people in our group that are in I don't know, like 21 plus states. I've lost count, and a couple different countries. And people that are brand new in real estate up to top performing teams, people that are currently on leadership and executive teams, people who have been in leadership and executive positions in the past at various companies or this company. Just a great wealth of knowledge, people with awesome backgrounds. We've got people from our mortgage and title partners that are on here with us as well, answer your questions in those areas. So welcome to your family. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And guests are always welcome, by the way, guys. You can always invite guests to come hang out with us. We're not talking any trade secrets here. So it's always good. We open our doors and share all the info. So we got some birthdays. We have already passed Stephanie's on the first. So happy birthday to Stephanie. Kiana is on the 11th. Bob McManus on the 15th. I think they just capped. And Cam on the 17th. Alexandra on the 20th. Kaman on the 21st. Natalie on the 23rd. And Kelly on the 26th. So happy birthday to all of you all. Celebrate all month long. Stretch it out as long as you can, right? And we've got a bunch of new folks that have come on board recently. So we're excited to have our family expanding. It's really fun when someone in your family gets married, especially if they marry someone you like. Uh, and or they have a kid and all that kind of stuff, and the family just gets bigger and it gets more exciting, and all the time the family gets together, it's more fun and everything else like that. So that's kind of how we feel every time people get added in. It's like, oh man, this is so cool. We have somebody great who's been added in with us. What are we going to learn from them? How are they going to make us laugh? All that other good stuff. So really, really great. Therese Donzi in Pennsylvania, Sarah, who is here with us, and Kelly, all coming in, and they're all coming through our the group that is joining coming out of that Remax office in Westchester. And so I encourage you guys to get to know this group. It's really an amazing group of agents coming in. A lot of great experience. They sell a lot of real estate. Really great culture in that group, and so it's really exciting. You'll be seeing a whole bunch of them moving their license over in the course of the month, and excited to have that wrapped up. And they've got a beautiful office right on High Street in Westchester. So really great. Now we've got a beautiful office in Kennett and a beautiful office in Westchester. So that is great. So welcome to all of y'all. And then Lars brought in Kristen Kirchner in Virginia. So continuing to grow in Virginia. Look at these bunch more Virginias. We have Priya in Virginia as well, and Karash in Virginia as well. And I think you guys are both, I think I've seen you both on here. So officially welcome. We are so excited you guys are here. And I'll say, one of the things that I really love is when people join the community and we see them engaged and plugged in right away. That is I've called this the lead measure of success. Um, People that show up, people that get engaged right away, that look for the opportunities, and that sort of thing, and recognize that showing up is oftentimes half the battle. That excites me because I've seen what builds success and what does not. And you guys have been to all the things. So really, really excited, guys. We're so glad that you're here and you're already contributing to the conversation in the community. So welcome. Um, and we have Melinda Jones in Florida, joined under Bruce Jewell, and she is a wonderful human. I've had the chance to speak with her and connect with her. If you could keep her family in your prayers, her brother, who I believe was 45 years old, died suddenly of a heart attack, and super, super sad. So this just happened about a week ago. So she's still reeling from that, and the family's handling all of that, and with his family and all that sort of thing. So if you guys could keep them in your prayers, that would be appreciated. And as she comes in, you can reach out to her and just make her feel welcomed. She's gonna be looking for some community and some support at this point as she's transitioning a business and and handling all of those things as well. So she's really great. Excited to have her on board. And then also, oh man, all right. So Connor. She, it's Chia Layla. Am I saying it right? Rory, how do we pronounce his last name? I'm gonna put you on the
I
spot.
believe it's Chilela.
Chilela. Okay, that's awesome. I love it. I love it. That is great. All right, cool. I am rarely stumped on pronouncing names, and that one has got me. But Connor is awesome. We're super, super pumped to have him coming on. So Rory Burkhart team welcoming him on here. And that's really exciting. So another incredible addition to our family, and he's up in the PA area. So congrats to you all for growing the team with another phenomenal agent, and we're excited to watch Connor continue to build on his awesome career. So good stuff, good stuff. All right. Oh, I didn't realize Roy had this phone on his own. I'm gonna start asking him lots of questions right now. Yeah. All right, good stuff. Again, love this. It's just, man, every time we grow, we bring on awesome people. So it's so fun, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys continue to thrive and succeed. And speaking of awesome people who have joined us recently, and is Jen on here today? I know she had a ton of deals going on, which is really cool. It's reasonably new in the business, not brand new, but moved over from Remax recently. Is that she's actually down in our neck of the woods, just a little bit south of us in Southern Maryland, and she had her first transaction with EXP. We were just talking with her 2 days ago, and she has five others getting ready to close. She has a bunch of other people in the pipeline. I mean, just so really great. And she's just working on. She moved over and is trying to juggle all the tools and all the other things and learn everything as business is cranking. So good for her. We're super pumped for her. Great human being. So get to know her as well. And now Bob and Kara, right? So we've got a birthday boy here. Also hit their cap. So excited for them. They hit Icon last year, so we expect that they will be doing the same this year. Oh, they hit it last month. Wow. So they hit Icon last month and then reset and then capped already. So that's that's all right. they're piling up stock, which is really, really great. Jen got stock for her first transaction with EXP. Bob and Kara get stock for hitting that cap, and now they're at 100%. So they've got like 11 months at 100%. That's making hay while the sun shines, right? Just go out there and close a bunch of deals. So super pumped for them. They are great. And if they're watching this video, I know you guys are busy. You're cranking up business like crazy, but we'd love for you guys to jump in and join us. We love to learn from you and hear what you're doing out there. And they're out in Wisconsin. So we don't have, a huge group personally out in Wisconsin yet. So we look forward to building out in Wisconsin. And if you guys have Wisconsin referrals, they're the ones that give it to. All right. Also, capped Nancy Tessman. So that's awesome. We are so excited for Nancy. I don't see Nancy on here. Nancy is almost always here. So she must be out closing more deals. Um, so pump for Nancy. She is phenomenal. So hitting that cap, going to 100% and cranking it up. So Nancy, I'm sure you're going to be watching this. And congrats. Great work. Great work. Also hitting team member cap is Chris Cunningham up in Maine on the Brett Davis real estate team. And really phenomenal team. They have blown things up for us in Maine, and they just are consistently one of the top producing teams in the state of Maine. Really great group. Chris has taught classes for us. He's been in the business a long time and is very, very good, very skilled. He's got smooth dialogue, and he coaches and helps other newer agents and that kind of stuff. Great, great guy, great family. So excited for you, Chris. Congrats. Now, if you're watching all of the other success and you are looking to add to your own, you want to get to cap and you want to get to icon and all of those things, we've got information for that. And we have people in our group who are out ahead, maybe ahead of where you are, who are eager, excited, and able to, kind of reach back and share what they're doing to make this work, which is really great. So every Monday we have our master faculty, the FYR University master faculty, building on our momentum Mondays. And so that's what we got our classes. Our classes are 9 to 10 every Monday morning. And these are great. These you're talking about people that have achieved success that are sharing how they did it in some of the areas where that have really propelled their business. So we have the one and only Rory Burkhart coming in, one of our absolute top teams in our organization and top teams in Pennsylvania. And so he's going to be talking about how to win in the luxury market. And yeah, I don't, Rory, since you're sitting here, do you want to give everybody just a couple seconds on what you're going to share and what they're going to get out of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to do this one because I love working in the luxury sector and just talking about the differences in what we do marketing wise. If you're not in luxury yet, give you some tips and talk about some strategies to get into luxury, and then talking about the profile of the luxury client and a lot of the nuances that come along with dealing with people that are high net worth.
Awesome. Awesome. That is, and these things, just like we talk about, kind of that the trickle down effect on certain things. What works at that level will apply across all levels. It doesn't always work
Absolutely, yeah.
necessarily in the other direction. So, elevating your game and understanding some of these things is going to help build your sales business. So definitely encourage everybody to jump into this. And these are open again. Invite guests to these. Part of the reason we do this is for you guys to get access to all the awesome information from our talented group here. But it's also for you to show other people that you're in relationship, other agents out there, what we have to offer here for an opportunity to bring them into the family. So don't forget to invite. If you're not ready to teach these classes yet, be a great inviter. Awesome. Thank you, Roy, for being willing to do that. We've got some great classes coming up. Lars is going to be talking about leveraging your listings on the 16th. Anna, I did not have the specific topic yet, so I just threw that in there because I know she talks a ton about investing in investors, but that topic may be TBD, so stay tuned on that and we'll let you know. She did already teach an awesome class around that as well. And guys, by the way, we have some videos. It is absolutely my fault that we're waiting on a couple of videos to be loaded up to YouTube, and I'm committed to get all of those up on YouTube today. for you. We've been getting some messages. I'm like, where the heck are these videos? The class was amazing. I want to go back and rewatch it. Or somebody had to miss it and they want to go back and watch it. So a little bit of a backlog on that. But I'll get it wrapped up today. And then coming up, we've got Elizabeth is going to be talking about all things title and how to enhance your knowledge to serve your clients at a higher level. And then Rory, Lars, Christine. So we're cycling through all these our master faculty. So we appreciate everything they're bringing to the table. Fire Fridays continue to roll. I've got a question for you guys. Got a question for you guys on Fire Fridays. Two questions, actually, I should say. One is, if you have someone that we have not heard from or that we heard from a while ago that you'd love to have come back, I want to hear from you. You can type it in the comments because we will get all of that. I will go, I mean, we can get pretty much anyone to come on this podcast. I mean, anyone will do it. I would love to know who you guys want to hear from. Who are you seeing out there right now that you'd love to get an hour of them sitting on the hot seat talking about what they're doing? Okay, put that in the chat if you would. If you got any suggestions, if you can't think of anyone today, then send it to us later. But I know we know how life goes. We'll forget. So right now, while you're thinking about it, throw in the chat. Give me at least one name of someone that you'd love to. And remember, we're talking on Fire Fridays. We talk about agent attraction. So who would you like to hear from that can help you in that area for for your approach? Okay, throw that in the chat for me. That would be amazing. And then we will grab all that. And then the other one is live or recorded. This is something I've gone back and forth on. It's set up podcast style. There's no reason necessarily to have it live as far as being able to bring these people in, do the recording, and then just keep putting them up there and releasing them, and then having you guys be able to go and watch them whenever you want to, because it's not always the best time for everyone. And that also allows us to get some guests who either are working on Friday mornings or they have their own. A lot of people do all of their group meetings. I found this to be a very popular time for people to do their meetings with their groups. So trying to get some of the other people that are out there with organizations, they're like, well, that's when I do my meeting. And then some of them are playing, right? A lot of them do golf on Friday mornings. And so they can't jump on for an hour. So that would be helpful in recording, but sometimes there's a bonus for sitting there and being there and maybe being able to ask questions. So if you want to share also in the chat, just type in live or recorded or whatever you want to call the other option, live or recorded, would be great. And I want to make sure these are delivered in a format that are meaningful to you guys and that you're getting something out of it. So that's great. So if you guys can give us those things, any names that you would like to hear from, and whether you prefer it to be live or recorded, throw that in the chat for me, and we'll make it happen. Okay, EXP Con. Who's already registered? Woohoo! All right, good. Love it, love it, love it. Who is not yet registered but is definitely planning on being there? All right, good, good, good. Don't forget. Don't forget. All right, great. Guys, this is an incredible event. That's almost everybody on here. So that's awesome. I'm preaching to the choir at this point, so I won't belabor the point. But if you haven't been, it's so cool. It is an amazing event. EXP does it really, really well. You really get a sense of the culture, the people, the opportunity, and just how different this company is in such a great way. So definitely want to be there. Plan to make the most of it. Do yourself a favor. I mean, it's in Miami. Miami's fun. Go out and eat good food, have a mojito, right? But, be in the classes, be at the events, be networking, be talking to people, plan who you're going to talk with and everything else. Right? Be super purposeful about it. Like I know, with Lars and Kyle, I can speak specifically to the two of them because I've seen them in action on this. They are purposeful about who they are going to get together with and talk to and meet and hear from and introduce themselves to create opportunity in the future of the course of the next year and beyond. Because I've watched them do it. So they plan it, they reach out to people in advance, they go to a class where someone's speaking that they want to develop a relationship with, and then they go up and talk to them afterwards and trade numbers and all that kind of stuff. They look at other people around the country they might want to send referrals back and forth with, all of those things, right? That's the way to do it. Network at this event, build your relationships, hear from the people you want to go into the classes that you want to go to, hear the executives speak, hear about what's happening with the company. And if you're focused on agent attraction, you need to know all of those things because this is where you can speak enthusiastically about something that you think is great if you haven't experienced it. But when you have experienced it, it's next level. The passion that comes from you is coming from your actual experience, and it's just different. People sense it, and you can share things. You'll have new stories to tell about different things. It's really powerful. It's really powerful. It will help your business. It will propel you forward. So it's a good thing, and it's a super fun event. It's a really really fun time, and we will get together as a group and all that fun stuff. So stay tuned on that. Keep us in tune, keep us in touch. Let us know that you're going because we'll track. We'll make sure everyone that's going in the group, at least you don't have to go to any of the stuff we do, but you don't have to sit with us. You don't have to whatever. We want to actually encourage you to be with other people as well, but we will have some times where we can hang out face to face. It's always fun when people that I've been Zooming with for 2 years show up at a live event and we get to meet face to face for the first time, even though I feel like I know them completely. So same deal. All right, guys. So that's you go there to sign up. Do we have a link on there? Kristen will throw a link in there to the sign up, but it's it's like an EXPCon 2025 or whatever. So that'll get thrown in there. You guys can snag that. The agenda is up, all that kind of stuff. I don't think they have all the breakouts yet, but the agenda, all the days you can figure your flights and stuff. Flights you can wait on, hotel you should get. Hotels you can always cancel if something happens. Flights are more difficult, but at least get your hotel, get your registration. And we'll see you guys down there. All right. So I think I have enough time. So we've got our buddies, the Rapucci brothers, Chris and Mike over there, and super excited that they're always here hanging out with us and always there for your questions and helping everybody out with mortgage. We've got a bunch of deals going through United Home Loans, which is exciting. And love to see it. A lot of people working with them and asking questions. We got a lot of people in pre-approval and all of that. But they have a lead generation opportunity that I think they would like to share. Yes, guys? Head nodding.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, thanks for giving us a few minutes here.
Let me
So,
let me stop this so I can get you guys out there.
oh, we weren't being, oh, all right.
Hey.
Oh, Gary. Oh, God.
You guys are so handsome. I can't have you this little tiny box. We need to expand this so everyone can take it in.
No, so we're really excited about this opportunity. It's a lead gen service that we're able to offer out to all of our realtor partners. And so this is just a great way to start filling up your pipeline, especially this time of the year. So it all involves social media and ads and things like that, but it's all a built-in system that we're able to help you guys out with. Whether it's listings that you have an active listing that we can help build the pipeline off of the back of that, or if you don't have a listing, right? I'm sure that you can talk to one of your other realtor partners that does have a listing, and you can start building a pipeline off of the back of their listing. So it's a great tool that we're offering out to all of our realtor partners. It's had great success even over a very, very short time period of, let's say, a week. We're seeing anywhere between 5 to 10 leads coming off of the back of it. So also wanted to kind of throw out there, we have no problem with ad matching as well. So the ad spends that this might take, we have no problem with matching. So reach out to us. It's a great tool, very, very easy to use, and very little to no input is required from you. You don't have to go logging into things outside of the very first time. It's a very streamlined system. That's how we like to keep it simple as possible. But we're having great success with it. And we just want to take this opportunity to be able to offer this out to everybody on the FYR team as well. So if you have any questions, comments, you want to get signed up with us and you want to give this thing a shot, reach out to us. I think, Kristen, we can reshare all of our contact information, but if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Awesome. That's great, guys. Love it. So guys, just another lead generation opportunity. you can use your own listings right now, or you can piggyback off of, get someone else to give you permission to use theirs. And it's really just generating, buyer eyeballs, other potential sellers seeing that you're marketing things out there. It's just getting your name out there and tying it to real estate. But there's all kinds of algorithms and other stuff, built into it. So it's a structured system designed to generate leads. And these guys have it dialed in. They've done some beta testing on it and everything else with great results. So they are opening this up for you guys and matching any ad spend on it. So there's some stuff that you can do. Is there any, if you don't do ads and everything else, like, is there any financial commitment to it otherwise, or you have to do the ad spend and you guys match? How does that work?
No, there's no financial commitment, Dave. So minimally, it'll at least push all of the listings out through your social channels and through our social channels as well. But if you wanted to promote it, obviously that's where the ad spend comes into play.
Perfect. Good. So the concept being that you can start off doing it and see what kind of results it's getting without any cost. All right. And then if you're seeing, hey, these are some results, then you go from a kind of a little bit of a passive structure to an active structure with some ad spend. And on socials, ad spend is not that much. You're talking low dollars, and then you get a match on that to get it boosted. So it gets in front of a lot.
I think we're averaging about 10 leads for every $30 spent.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So one closing will cover a year of doing that.
And more.
Very good. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for bringing that to us. We appreciate that you guys are always looking for ways to help us grow our business. Awesome. You guys have any questions? Kristen sharing all the contact info, and you can reach directly out to Mike and Chris and get that rolling. Good stuff. All right. I'm going to share my screen again, but only for a second. All right. Everybody see that? But I'm always studying, business building, right? That's been my hobby, and it's been my profession, right? It's kind of fun when what you're passionate about is also your job. And so building businesses, hopefully you guys have found that same passion, right? That building the business. It's interesting when I talk to agents and they talk about, I love people. I love helping people. I love, whatever, all that other kind of stuff. And, I don't hear as often that I love building a business. Okay. And so, I'm going to encourage you guys to fall in love with building a business. It's not that it's just what people think of it. It's not that you shouldn't love people and shouldn't love helping people. It's a service industry. If you're building an industry and service industry, it's kind of goes without saying that that's a part of it, right? Caring for people and helping them achieve their goals. But if you're not passionate about building your business, then you won't have people to help. Right? If you love helping people, you have to build the business so you can help them. If you don't build a business, you have no one to help. You're just a lonely person who wishes you could help people. All right. So we don't want that to be the case. So I want to share with you some truths that I have found in building businesses, and there is proof that doing this increases your business from the mid 40% to the mid 50%. Okay, mid 40% to mid 50% increase in results from people who do this. Okay, however, most people don't believe it. Okay, most people don't believe it and they don't do it. So, what I'm about to tell you, you've probably heard before. Okay, but I'm going to hopefully help you believe it if you're one of the non-believers. Okay, because it is like everyone wants the silver bullet. Everyone wants the like, give me the one thing I need to do. Or if I just knew more about how to get things on TikTok, right? Or whatever it is, this is what I need. How do I do this? So we're going to talk real stuff here. I am going to take this off so we can all hang out. And let me we'll do this. Hey, all right. So I do. I want to show you guys. Let me see if I can share this though. Hold on. I'm sorry. I want to share something with you guys real quick that I saw over here. Hold on one second. Okay. Hopefully you guys can. All right. Everybody see that? Now, hopefully you can hear it too when it starts playing. Okay. Guys, let me know if you can hear this.
No.
Oh,
Is what?
how can I get it back to the beginning? Ah, nice. Not available. That's awesome. Hold the phone. Here we go. Can you guys hear? Oh, they took it off. Oh my gosh. I watched it like an hour ago and now they took the audio off. Man, I'm so disappointed. All right, I'm going to try to find this and I will send it to you. I'm so disappointed. All right, it was really, really good. I was so motivated. I was so pumped. All right, today's D-Day. Today is D-Day. So we're grateful for all of our servicemen and women and all of our sacrifices and everything else. And this was the Secretary of the Navy, talking about D-Day and the sacrifices and everything else. But part of the, what he was talking about is, all of the crosses that are out there in Normandy, right? For all of the service people that gave their lives, right? And the question is, what do you have in your life that you're willing to die for? Right? That's a big statement, right? Just take it, like soak that in for a second. What do you have that you're willing to die for? What do you believe in so strongly? What's so important to you that you would be willing to stand there in the face of adversity and fear and everything else, right? Because bravery isn't not having fear. Bravery is having the fear and doing it anyway. If you don't have any fear, you're actually not being brave. So, and so that's when we talk about what's our group. What's the name of this community? FYR, right? FYR. It's FYR. Stands for Fund Your Reason. Your reason. Your reason is your why. It's what drives you. It's what gets you up in the morning. It's what motivates you. It's what makes you do things when you don't want to, when it's difficult, when it's frustrating, when you have the bad days and all that kind of stuff. And you look at it and say, why do I want to do this? And we created this organization because we've learned of the power of having a really strong reason, that bigger picture of why you're here and how that creates results. And that is the thing that will increase your results. I'm going to take you through a couple of things. Angela Duckworth has a book called Grit. Anybody read Grit? All right, I recommend it. Grit: The Power of Passion and Perseverance. And it's finding purpose and finding that purpose, the sense that your work matters and that it's connected to something meaningful. Now, it might be in the service that you provide. It might be in a cause that you're able to support through that. Maybe you're giving a percentage of your commissions for something. It might be in the life that it's building for you and your family and your future. It might be for other causes that you can give back to or other things you can do. All of the things. What is accomplishing your work? Is doing your work every day tied to a purpose? Because if you guys remember the old commercial, Dunkin', I think it was Dunkin' Donuts, that time to make the donuts. Remember that guy? Every day, getting up super early and going through the motions of making the donuts. Because some days selling real estate and building your business is like time to make the donuts. Gotta do the lead generation. Gotta enter my crap in the MLS. It's just like, oh, I gotta answer these. Excuse me. Got to drive out to this inspection. right? There's the things that we do aren't always joyful passion, you know, activity, right? It's the practical stuff that makes it all happen sometimes. And it with all of that, it's hard to go like, it becomes, I always describe it as oars in the boat, right? You start off paddling furiously, you're all excited and you're going to go make a difference in the world and build a huge business. And then you get into the time to make the donuts and you're making donuts every day. You're just doing the boring stuff. And after a while, the oars go in the boat and you're just drifting wherever the water's taking you, right? So the reason you're not paddling furiously anymore is that you have disconnected your tasks to build your business to the outcome that is the life that you want. And I promise you, if you are there and you are able to connect it to the life that you want, the stuff that you're doing, everything will change. The feeling you have about the work you have to do changes, right? The energy that you put into it, the effort that you put into it, and what you exude as a human being out into the rest of the universe around you changes. That passion and enthusiasm for what you do and how important it is comes out. Everyone sees it and feels it. I almost knocked my water all over my desk because I was so passionate and excited about it. All right. So when rejection happens, when you don't get the listing, when an agent says no, they don't want to join, or they join under someone else, or one of your buddies, one of your neighbors, you pull up into your neighborhood and they've got a for sale sign and it isn't yours, right? When you try all these different things to generate business and the leads aren't coming in yet, what makes you keep going? What makes you pick up the phone? What makes you make the next call, do the next thing, right? What is that? What is that? What's exciting? What's more motivational to you? Your, a sales number you want to achieve or your kid's college tuition. I can speak from experience. It's tuition, right? It's telling my kids with a lump in my throat, you can pick whichever college you want. I will find a way to pay for it, right? You're going through high school. It's just like, yeah, follow your dreams, go after it, whatever's the right place for you. I don't want my inability to make it happen be what holds them back from their great life. And that's tough, right? That's tough. But I will tell you, that's why a lot of coaches will tell you, they'll be like, hey, you're getting too comfortable. If you're successful and you're doing well, they're going to say, go buy that car, go buy that vacation house, go buy that Airbnb, go do the whatever, go spend some money, put yourself in debt a little bit. So you have a little bit of a stick behind you to make you go after it, right? Because sometimes it's the carrot and sometimes it's the stick. All right. So every day you get up, some things you do, maybe you get up and you meditate or you study, you do something like whatever it is you do every day to get your head in the game. Okay. I'm going to encourage you every day to tie your work to your reason. Look at your calendar and say, what do I have to do today? What do I get to do today? Right. And then what's my big picture? What's my reason? How does what I have on my calendar today lead towards my reason, lead towards the life that I'm trying to build? Because when you tie those boring, repetitive activities to the big outcome that they eventually lead to, then it's easier to hike up your pants and get out there and go get it done. Okay. All right. There's another book, Self-Determination Theory. It's Edward Deci, DECI, and Richard Ryan. And so, it talks about autonomous reasons, even beyond carrots and sticks, right? It's internal goals. And that's really what they talk about, finding what pulls you instead of what pushes you. Okay, there's a Saint, it's Antoine Exupery said, if you want to, hopefully I won't butcher this. If you want to if you want to teach men to sail or build a boat, right? Then you don't tell them to go gather up um, logs and and hammers and all that other kind of stuff. You teach them to yearn for the endless sea. And I butchered that statement a little bit, but that you get the idea, right? When you have that yearning inside of you to be out on the ocean, right? When you get out there and you're under full sail and you're whipping across there and the wind's in your face and it's beautiful and it's, man, there's nothing like it. I love being out on the water. It is my happy place. Okay. And when you have that in you, okay, I almost died on a boat. I still love going out on boats. It's still my happy place, right? So it's like once you have it in you, right? Now it's something that you yearn for. So you do what you do to get out on the water, right? And so it's like when you have that, when you can truly picture the life that you want to live, that you are meant to live, you have to create that image. You have to really define it with specificity, right? You have to really picture it being lived. Okay, picture yourself in it. What does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it impact? How is your life different in all the ways, emotional and everything else? What is that like? Picture yourself living in it. Now have that like you've already done it. Like I lived it in my past life. Now I'm here right now and I have to go rebuild it again. But I got to get back to that. That's what I was meant for. When that's there, it's a pull, not a push. You can't help but do the things that get you there. But if you haven't pictured it, you're wandering towards something that is a vague, could be a mirage off in the distance. You don't really know what you're going for, and that's not going to get you going through the tough times when it's tough, right? But you'll fight through anything, right? What's that saying? If oh gosh, I'm butchering all my sayings today. I'm usually really good at these today. So I love different sayings, quotes, and everything else. But it's what's the thing about like you'll go through any why if there's a why strong enough why you'll go through any how. I think is what it is. Man, it's way better when you say it right. I promise. I'm going to send all these out to you. I didn't write down in my notes. It just came to my head. All right. So, but you have to find what pulls you, not what pushes you, right? The tug at the heart, right? Every day, what you were meant to be doing. Okay. But it has to be clear. It has to be clear. Dr. Gail Matthews is one of the ones who she's at Dominican University. She did a whole study on what makes people successful and all that kind of stuff. And she's the one who has figured out that you have to write down your goals, right? When you have goals, if you have goals and you don't write them down, they're just what? Dreams, right? So it's like, oh, wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be great? You can lie there and daydream and all that kind of stuff. But when you write them down, right now they become goals. But the ones who write down goals and then attach them to a clear why behind them are 42% more likely to achieve them. 42% more. That's crazy. Right. But you don't have to raise your hand, but just think to yourself, self-accountability. How many of you have clear written goals in all of the important areas in your life? Health, relationships, finance, business, right? How many of you have clear written goals? And then how many of you have attached those goals to a very clear outcome, a very clear why, a very clear impact that they have on your life? Just ask yourself if you've done it. Because if you haven't, you're settling for half of the results that you could be getting. Half. Would you like to be twice as successful? Okay, well, there's some studies that show you what to do. But this is what I'm telling you. We see this and we read this and we go, yeah, that makes sense. And then we don't go do it. Because I promise you, you've heard this before. Like I know this isn't like groundbreaking stuff. I'm taking this from studies from other people, right? This is out there. Okay. But if you've done it and think back to some time you've achieved big success in your life, why did you achieve big success in that area in your life in that moment? And I guarantee it was tied to something you were super passionate about and you were willing to grind through it, do the grueling stuff, do the hard stuff, persevere, work late, be in pain, whatever it is, whether it's success on a sports field or in academia or in business or anything else like that. And it was hard. Why'd you do it? You were so passionate about the outcome and what you were achieving and why it was important that you were willing to go through the hard stuff. If you're doing something right now and you're not motivated to go through the hard stuff to get results in it, stop doing it. Do something else. Right? You're wasting your time. You're settling for less than the life that you can have if you're not willing to go do that. So take your pick. I don't know. I just don't believe in doing anything halfway. If I can't go all the way, what do they say? You should never, sorry about this, but you should never half-ass anything. Always use your whole ass. Right? I love seeing that. I just think it's funny. But all right. So another neuroscientist, and I did a bunch of research on this. I'm like going through this, going like, we know this is true. I've experienced it to be true. But I want to give you third-party proof and research and everything else. Antonio Damasio, neuroscientist at USC, right? Understanding that decision making and motivation are tied more to emotion than logic, right? So without the emotional input, people struggle to prioritize or act effectively. Okay, so these are the studies. Okay, these are scientific studies. You go through and you say, okay, it's the emotion. How many of you have worked with a buyer who gave you all of their criteria on exactly what they wanted? You showed them exactly what they wanted, and they turned it down. And then they said, this is the one I want to buy. And you look at it and you're like, this doesn't have anything on your list. And they're like, we love it. And they buy that house. There you go. Rick's all over that. Right? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Okay? Because it's the emotion. You walk in, you go, I love it. I bought this friggin' place. Kristen hadn't even seen it yet. We paid way more than they were asking and more than probably it was worth. I didn't care. I wanted it. I saw it. I walked in. Rick was there with me, and I was like, "Yep, this is it. We're gonna get it." And if you looked around, if this wasn't something that you kind of go, I mean, the land's great, but the house needed to be gutted, which we did. Okay, so but what was it? What was it? Okay, I could picture my family being here. I could picture my grandkids one day being here. All right, that's it. That tied into it. I was willing to go through, we're launching a whole bunch of different businesses. And oh, by the way, renovating a house from scratch, being my own GC and doing all of that and living in a basement apartment, and sometimes living over here in the middle of the construction. Okay. We had our little triage table set up over there with a microwave on it that didn't really work, and a coffee maker. That was it. Okay. Well, what are you willing to go through for what you want for that big picture? Okay. But it's the emotional choice. Emotion drives motion. Okay. And that comes if you want to share with someone and have them make the move, I bet when you guys decided to make the move to EXP, it wasn't all dollars and cents. It was a feeling that you got. It was a relationship that you had. It was an opportunity. It was a belief that someone was going to help you get where you wanted to go. That's why you made the move. You didn't make the move because of a math equation. Okay. So if the passion is behind it, the math works out. Okay. All right. Last one. Purpose reduces stress and improves well-being. How about that? Okay. You can be doing the same stuff and feel completely different about it. That's the have to get to mentality, right? When you have purpose, what you're doing, I see these activities getting me towards my goal. When I do this, I'm building a great life, not I have this crap that I have to do. and I could be out there living a great life. Instead, I hate that. That's like, that's the everybody's working for the weekend, working 9 to 5 mentality. I got to go here, do my job. So hopefully I get to Friday and I can finally have a life. Right? Well, man, I don't know. I don't ever want to retire. I mean, I was laughed that I retired. I retired with an extremely lowercase r, right? I love doing stuff and building things and building the business. The path, the journey is the thing. You don't want the journey to end. If you stop having something you're passionate about that you're building, you're going to be bored. You're going to be bored and unfulfilled. This is find fulfillment in what you're doing. It's huge. So Victor Stretcher has a book called Life on Purpose, and he's a University of Michigan research analyst, and studying that strong sense of purpose leads to lower cortisol levels, right? Better immune function and better resilience under pressure. And when you're feeling that sense of purpose, you don't have that inner friction. Okay, everything operates more easily. It's that inner stress, right? Stress doesn't come from having too much to do or having your stuff be too difficult. Stress comes when you are not attached to what you're doing, and what you're doing isn't attached to the outcome that you want. Because now it's an obstacle. Now it's a thing in the way from what you want, right? It's not attached to where you're going. It's not a part of your big picture. So now it feels like a foreign object, right? Somebody does surgery on you and they leave the scalpel in you and they close you back up again, right? We've heard horror stories of that kind of stuff. The clamp, scalpel, whatever it is left in there, and later on they had to go get it. Your body's rejecting it. It's a foreign object. Okay. So when you're doing stuff that isn't tied to where you want to go, it feels like a foreign object in your life. And your body's rejecting it. Your brain is rejecting it, and it creates stress. But when it feels like it's part of the process to get you where you want to go, your body accepts it, right? Your brain accepts it. Okay. Pressure is part of what we do. Okay. But pressure can be something that crushes you, or it could be something that propels you. Right? It can be something that moves you forward, that fuels you. You can be fueled by the pressure, because pressure means there's a lot going on. Guess what? When there's a lot going on, you got the mo. You got the mo, baby. That's momentum. It's that pressure. Pressure builds up and, All right. So have you guys we talk about your reason. We talk about funding your reason. And we've gone through some activities on that. Those that have gone through the attraction class, we go through defining your reason and everything else. Think about it real quick. Have you defined your reason? If you feel like you really know your reason and you're tied in, give us a shout out, maybe in the chat or something like that. Give us a yes. Got some yeses in there? Okay. Guys, if you haven't done that yet, I'll go through that exercise again with everyone, not today, because we're at the end of the time. But you need to do it. You need to do it. You need to tie it into that reason. You really need to understand what that is. Okay. And I've been in all different circumstances, and I've felt that when I didn't have that tied in and when I did. And I know the difference in the feeling. Some of the most crazy, stressful, pressured stuff that I've done with purpose and reason, and it was exciting. And some things that I've done that weren't that difficult were depressing, right? And it matters. It really matters. Okay. So, here, I did write it down. Friedrich Nietzsche. He who has a why can bear almost any how. That was the quote I was trying to come up with before that I was butchering like crazy. Friedrich Nietzsche. So yeah, that was Nietzsche's quote. He who has a why can bear almost any how. All right. So you're not out there closing deals, recruiting agents. You're building a life. You're funding your reason. Okay. Be focused on that. That is what you do. If you know your reason and the life you want to build, there are a million paths to get there. You've chosen one. So now use that path to get there. Don't fight the path. The path is there. When I was thinking about what can I share with you guys today, so that like we love celebrating, we love welcoming guests and all of our new folks and everything else like that. We love celebrating everyone's achievements, but I want you guys to be I want you guys to be moving towards building your reason and funding your reason by being part of this community, right? And when I look at it, I've been teaching sales forever, right? It was funny, I had I posted a Facebook memory last night or yesterday or whatever it was from our house in Maryland that we built. And Kristen and I bought that land, designed the house. I general contracted a house. It was 5,800 square foot house on over 2 acres down a private drive backing up. We were 25 and 26 years old when we built that house. And one agent who's a friend of mine commented on it and just said, the heck were you doing at 25 and 26 that you could build a almost 6,000 square foot custom home? So I was selling 100 houses a year. Right. So I could afford to do it. So I've sold a lot. Right. And I built brokerages. I've been teaching this stuff and the sales process and everything else. And I've got some other people on here I know that can teach that kind of stuff. And they are, and we are, and all that kind of stuff. All of those things are good. But when I sit down and go to teach, I have a really hard time teaching practical aspects and even scripts and how to do a contract and all that other kind of stuff to anyone who doesn't know why they're doing it. Because I feel like I'm being disingenuous. I am not setting you up for success if I'm showing you the steps you have to do if you're not motivated to go do them. Because 9 out of 10 of you won't go do it. And that's just you, it's humans. 9 out of 10 won't go do it if they don't have something that is propelling them to go do it. If you don't have a reason that's behind it, that's driving you, you could have every piece of knowledge in the world. You could be Chat GPT when it comes to selling houses and lead generating and everything else. We won't get up and do it if we don't have a reason to get up and go do it. So I just thought, man, there's all kinds of skills I could teach. There's all kinds of stuff. I could have Lars jump on here who's teaching all kinds of stuff. We've had Lara teach us stuff for new agents. I mean, we have like all kinds of people who can get on here and teach real estate sales, right? But those are things that you add on to get better. Because I guarantee if I took 2 brand new agents, knew nothing about real estate, had no sales experience or anything else, and one of them we trained the crap out of. We duct taped them to a chair and taught them for days and hours and everything else, all of the things about how to go do their business. And the other one had a burning passion. They had maybe a family member who was, ill and needed some specialized treatment, and they needed to make a whole lot of money to be able to pay for it. It wasn't covered by insurance. Guess who's going to come out of that and go build success faster? The one who has a reason to go do it. They don't know what the heck they're doing, right? But what do they say? Right? I would rather have passion on fire. No. Man, today, it's like my quote brain, the part of my brain that gives you your quotes. Kyle knows this one. Kyle, give it.
Ignorance on fire versus knowledge on ice.
Thank you.
Yes, so good.
Kyle's my brain today. Right? Ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. Okay? So I want you guys to be on fire. Oh, hey, look, that's our group name, Fire. Go picture that. All right? So that's it. I want you guys to think about, what does success mean to me? What does success mean to me? Okay? And who or what is all of this really for? And then I want you to think about this. How will I know when I have truly succeeded? What will that look like for you? How will I know when I've succeeded? That's your picture. When you can look around and go, I'm there. What does it look like when you're there? How does it feel? Put yourself there. Think virtual reality. Put yourself there, living it, feeling it, doing it. Truly, spend some time. Go somewhere alone, quiet, close your eyes, picture it, live in it for a little bit. Because once you do that, it will pull you. All right. Nope. Wrong one. Gallery. There we go. All right. So what does success mean to me? Who or what is this really for? And how will I know when I've succeeded? What does that look like? Get that first. Okay. I'm not saying don't learn how to do it, but if you don't have the why, the how doesn't matter. If you have the why, the how will happen. All right, guys. I'm going to try to send out this link to this video that has the sound to it and everything else. It's really motivational and it's great on a day, celebrating D-Day and sacrifices that were made and achieving freedom, because we talk about creating freedom, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about, creating that freedom in your life. And remember my definition for financial freedom. This is my own quote, so I better not mess it up. Financial freedom is being able to make the decisions you want to make without first having to go and get permission from your bank account. Okay? Go build the life that you want to build, where money is not the thing that holds you back. It's not about the money. It's about when money stops you from being able to build the life that you want to build. You have someone you want to support, someone you want to take care of, a cause you want to take care of, a thing that you want to do, something that you want to do for your kids or your family or your parents or whatever it is. Man, but I can't do it because I can't afford it. There's enough money in the world and there are enough ways to go get it. Right? And you guys are smart and capable and hardworking. You can have whatever life you want. You just got to build it. All right, y'all. We appreciate you. You're amazing. We're here if you need anything, please, anything we can do to support you. Tune in to all the stuff, right? All the Fire Fridays. We've got the classes on Monday. That's 9 a.m. Eastern every Monday. Keep sharpening your sword on that. Invite people in, invite, grow, build your opportunity, and let us know how we can help you guys. We love you. Have an amazing weekend.